out to the youth of the country so that the party feels connected and the youth feel connected, that in Nitin Nabin, who's a 45-year-old, they have someone who's relatable. Piyush is joining us as well. Piyush, if you could speak to some Karyakartas there and give us a sense of the noise and also the mood at the BJP office.
Well, Maria, Karyakartas of BJP from different parts of country have gathered here at the BJP's national headquarters to take part in celebrations of the appointment of BJP's next national president. My video journalist, if Rohit can pan his camera and he can give you 360-degree view of what is happening here at BJP headquarters, you can see as to how the workers of BJP have congregated in large numbers. The stage is set. PM Narendra Modi is all set to arrive in few minutes from now, and when Prime Minister arrives here, then he is going to take part in the official announcement of Nitin Nabin as the next BJP president. How is it going to happen? It is going to happen via the BJP's OBC Morcha president K. Lakshman, who is also the presiding officer of the elections of BJP president. What actually had happened yesterday, that not even one other candidate had filed a nomination against Nitin Nabin. So it was the unopposed election of Nitin Nabin as the BJP president, and that announcement is going to be made. When this announcement is made, PM Narendra Modi, along with the leaders like Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, JP Nadda, and various leaders, in fact, multiple chief ministers of BJP ruled states, chief ministers will also be present. They are already here, and as we are speaking, the momentum for the announcement of Nitin Nabin as the next BJP president is now gaining pace because the sloganing has already started taking place. On my right hand side, the celebrations are already taking place. We can hear the voice of Dol Nagada at the entry gate of BJP headquarters. And this, this announcement, this big decision is also marking a generational shift in the BJP. Mario, we were there in Bihar. You were also there in Bihar when the elections were taking place, and nobody had expected that Nitin Nabin will become the BJP president. In fact, he was given the responsibility of ensuring the smooth organization of the swearing-in ceremony of Nitish Kumar. He was the one who was also looking after the party's affairs and was busy in expanding the BJP's work policies among the people during the elections. So he has organizational skills, he has a good experience, but nobody expected that a leader like Nitin Nabin will one day become the BJP's next president. But that is now happening, and we are speaking to various leaders, and they are telling us that this shows how a grassroots level Karyakarta can one day become the BJP president. And that is now being followed here. Any minute from now, we will see the top leaders of BJP, including PM Narendra Modi, to reach here. Right behind me, the preparations have almost been completed. Senior leaders from different parts of the states are here. Organizational leaders are there. As we are speaking, Vinod Tawade, who is BJP's National General Secretary, he is now addressing the workers who have gathered here. After Nitin Nabin is announced as a BJP National President, he will be taken to the 5th floor where there is the office of BJP National President, and he will be requested to sit there on the chair because he is now the BJP President. And when this entire ceremony will happen, we will see the presence of PM Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, JP Nadda. They all will be present there. And before that, what we are told is that the leaders, the entire group of leaders, they are going to pay their respects at the statue of Dindayal Upadhyay and Shama Lal Mukherjee. So this shows the kind of the preparation.
Mukherjee, just a correction there. He founded the Jan Sangh in 1951 as a nationalist alternative to the Congress. Advaita Kala is joining us as well. Piyush and Aishwarya continue to be with us. Advaita, a word from you on what we are seeing play out in the BJP headquarters, a day of celebration, a day of messaging, and a day where the party is preparing for future.
Yes, and since we're talking about younger generations, Maria, a vibe check at the BJP headquarters, they seem to turn everything into a festival and a celebration, which is again, has goes a lot to show the kind of optimism that this party communicates, and in good times and in bad. So I think that is one positive message that comes across just from looking at the visuals on screen. And the BJP is a cadre-based party. We're familiar with that. And I always say this, we always expect here sitting in Delhi that some of the known names or the ones that do the rounds or the ones that we see on television all the time will ascend to the highest office or will get A position or B position. But this party works very differently. It is the world's largest party. It has a huge cadre who have worked for years and years and decades, and they follow the policy of quiet observation. This is what I've noticed. It's not necessarily, an analysis or anything public or visibility. It's observation. It's giving responsibility, daitwa, and then observing how someone handles it, not only in terms of delivering success, but also in terms of attitude. And that is very important. And especially for a position like the president of the BJP, attitudinally, the person has to be a fit because, again, it's a cadre based party. So you have to be accessible. You have to have had some street cred in terms of rising through the ranks, in terms of electoral victory, which he has had. He's had, multiple victories. He's never lost an election. He's worked right from the booth level upwards. He's been in charge of a state as well. So you see this gradual kind of, granting of a little responsibility. He's been in the BJYM as well. So, there are very many layers that one goes through. And significantly, it's a generational change as well that is being signaled with his party, and quite a smooth transition to the next
Yes.
generation because politicians notoriously don't want to give up power.